Someone asked me to talk about uh, the news. What about in the news? Oh, some new virus from China. What is really going on? Okay, well, good God. Either your instincts are going to take over, or you're going to rationally come to the conclusion that you've been hoodwinked. Why do we say this? Okay, so if your instincts take over, it means um, I'm necessarily insecure about this particular news. I'm vulnerable to this particular virus, and I'm going to have a little freak out and tell everybody start wearing masks and up my vitamin C and start drinking chicken soup. And I'm probably going to try and avoid seeing people. That's your instinct. It's you having lived for many years on this planet and being brainwashed into believing that some little teeny tiny microscopic particle called a virus can take you down. Or maybe it's, a few million viruses, teeny tiny, but all ganging up on you. Someone says, go ahead, let that happen. No, it's more becomes well, it's not just you knowing, it's also you realizing that this is another phony baloney story put out by mainstream media to prompt people to buy a lot of things and to go into fear. So buying all kinds of products to protect you is good for corporations, and putting you into fear is really good for feeding the very low vibrational entities that like to control you and eat you. What I mean by eat you, they eat your as when you have a low vibration, they thrive. And your low vibration is all about fear. They're known as loosh demons. So, what do you do? What are you realizing? You have to mostly realize that you are. mm, mm, you are not going to. You have a mind. A mind, it's very much what I call the monkey mind. The monkey mind sees and copies, hears and talks. Monkey mind. It is not the highest form of consciousness. In fact, it is really stupid. It's the stupid mind. And that is the one that we are That's the one that tells you to be worried about these news that comes along. It says, be worried, take precautions, and then it's going to start talking to you all the time. Oh, there's this new thing that's going to make you sick. And it's going to keep reminding you. Monkey mind, monkey mind, monkey mind, monkey mind. The best thing to do with monkey mind is to watch it. In other words, not really connecting to it. Don't connect to the monkey mind and say, it's my mind. Be more like a zookeeper. You're a zookeeper and you know what monkeys are like. Don't get close to them because they'll throw a big turd at you. You know what monkeys are like, and that's what this monkey mind that talks to you and makes you feel, I should do this, I should do that. If you got shoulds happening, you should do this. You should go to the drugstore and buy all this stuff, and you should, if you get a fever, you should run right down to the clinic. Should. It's monkey mind knows best. How are you going to deal with this? If you get sick, well, I'm not a doctor. I'm not allowed to give you medical advice. But I'll tell you what I do. If I get sick, I wait. And see if it goes away. If it hangs around for 3 months and I've got a cough, then maybe I'll go see the doctor and I'll get an antibiotic that may or may not help me. What happens with antibiotics? It's primarily for me, I believe it is not doing anything, but it is what's known as low magic. It is when you take these pills that are prescribed for you, it is a placebo effect, but your body heals itself because you use the magic trick. It's like you've heard of people taking sugar pills for placebo effect, but they don't know they're sugar pills. They're just told by the doctor, for example. The doctor's out of antibiotics. This happened on TV show MASH. They ran out of medications and people were screaming in pain. So they used the placebo effect. They had sugar pills, and they passed these out and they said, here's your medication. And people's trust in the doctors and in the pills made them better, even though there was no antibiotic in them. Our biggest problem as humans is that we've been brainwashed and hypnotized from a very early age. So there's a part of us that is easily hypnotized and believes that taking pills is going to make us better. So that's why they call it low magic. This was an old form of magic, folk magic, and it can work, especially if you don't hear someone say, oh, this is a sugar pill. It's just a pill. Why are we susceptible to low magic? It's mostly because we are multiple types of minds wrapped up into one. So the mind that is convinced that if it sees someone cough, that it's monkey see, monkey do. I see someone cough, oh, I'm going to come down with that cold. I just know it. And that part of your mind is not really under your conscious control. It sees someone coughing and then it emulates the cough. If you could get into that mind and reprogram it, you might have a form of protection. How would you reprogram this kind of monkey mind? Uh, I think if you got a textbook on hypnosis, you could find ways of hypnotizing yourself. And through the power of hypnotic suggestion, you could protect yourself from these kind of diseases. These diseases are pretty much all due to this kind of mind that believes in disease. Disease is only going to happen to you because of a very strong belief system that is built into being human. If your instincts don't take over, in other words, you hear you should go and get a face mask and get more vitamin C and drink chicken soup. If you watch that mind, the body still might get sick. But you want to watch your body and watch that monkey mind as if it's not you. You be the zookeeper and you watch the mind. And what happens is that you realize that you are not the monkey mind and you are not the body. But you have a very strong magnetic attraction to the mind and the body. In other words, they don't go away. In the end, if the body gets sick, well, you might let the body do what it's going to do. So instead of you actively wrenching the body off the couch and putting it in the car and driving to the clinic or the drugstore, you might sit back in the back of your mind, way in the back of the mind, and watch and see if your body gets up off the couch and goes and makes chicken soup or ignores the problem altogether. The more you can witness the body, the more you really come to the conclusion, I'm not this body. I don't know how I'm attached to this body, how I'm associated with this body, but I'm not this body. And if I let go of controlling it, whatever I am, I become more of that. And whatever the body is, I mean, do I have a responsibility to the body? Am I supposed to steward it? I'm going to suggest you let the body do what the body does. And it's only going to be if, someone that you live with can't stand you coughing. If the body stops coughing, the body starts coughing, and, insists that you do something about it, like get some cough syrup or something, that you might just talk and say to the body, do you want to go get some cough syrup? Quite often what I find is you can talk to the body using, your mouth and your vocal cords, but it sort of feels like, you're talking to the body, but Your talking is kind of separate from the body. The body lets you use it to talk to the body. And it gets really strange if you stay here in the back of your head, and just be the awareness of what's going on. And then you might find, geez, I used to talk to the body, but now the voice that's talking, I'm watching it with my awareness, and it's going and talking away. And I'm not thinking about what to say. The body, mouth, and the vocal cords are just talking. They've gone on full automatic. Someone wants to go back to worries about an endless stream of diseases and dying. I believe it's all hypnotic. And most of the hypnosis happens when you're very, very young. So that's why it's pretty much difficult to go and reprogram these hypnotized parts of the body, the monkey mind. But I think if you went and you got your hypnosis book and you learned how to hypnotize others or hypnotize yourself, you'd have a good crack at reprogramming those parts of your body that were programmed very early on.